Hey, I'm Chucky, co-founder of Club EarlyBird. I've always wanted to be a morning person, one of those people who could just wake up, open their eyes, jump out of bed, and start doing all those productive tasks so I could feel accomplished by 10 a.m. But the reality was this wasn't how things were for me for many years. I struggled getting out of bed on time, then I'd battle the snooze button, and in the morning, when I finally woke up, I struggled with motivation and energy. I didn't know it at the time, but in that struggle, a seed was planted. A seed that would evolve into an obsession with creating a cheat code to waking up early, which eventually led to the EarlyBird morning cocktail and creating Club EarlyBird. And today, I want to share with you that story that changed everything for myself and now over 50,000 go-getters and counting across the country. Let's get shit done. When I say waking up early was a struggle, I mean it. Growing up, I would go to bed dreading the morning like a lot of kids, and when I went to college, it was the same thing. Not just dreading Monday mornings, but dreading any morning I had to set an alarm. In college, when scheduling my classes, my number one priority was not scheduling anything in the morning. Rather than who was teaching the classes or what classes were even available, all I wanted to do was make sure I didn't have to start early. But even then, I started to realize how much of a disadvantage this was putting me in. I saw other classmates that actually did schedule classes early and were getting out of school at noon, about the same time I was starting. I was beginning to realize how much day I was losing and how much less productive I was able to be. At one point, I was working for Sam's Club as a meat cutter and had a similar realization. I was working the 1 to 9 p.m. shift. This was the closing shift. We'd clean up after the morning crew, keep everything moving during the day, and close it down at night. The morning crew worked 5 a.m. to 1 p.m. When I got hired, I thought, man, that must suck. But after a few months working the closing shift, I realized that my days were so much less productive. Their days involved waking up, knocking out a day's work, getting off at 1, and then they had so much time to do anything they wanted. While I would squander the morning battling the snooze button, then try to work on productive things while mostly procrastinating, then I'd have to go to work. I had to make a change. It was so obvious that morning people had this huge advantage over everyone else. This realization also came at a time where I was studying what a lot of successful people do, reading books and looking into how they did what they did. As you might already know, one thing most of them had in common was that they woke up early, had an established morning routine, and were extremely productive in the morning. For the most part, they weren't working late into the night hustling like a lot of people make it seem. They actually leveraged their time in the morning so that they could conquer the day before it even hit lunchtime. So that's when I made a commitment. I was gonna figure out how to become a morning person. I was gonna figure out how to beat the snooze button and spend my mornings being ultra productive. The seed was planted and the research began. I started studying specifically what habits people were doing in a successful morning routine. And a big focus was on how I would initially get out of bed. That alarm goes off and damn is it hard not to just stay under the warm comforters. I would discover a habit, then test it the next morning, taking lots of notes. Almost nothing was really helping. I tried old school advice like put the alarm clock across the room. That would mainly just put me in a bad mood and make me want to run back to my bed. I tried newer techniques like sniffing salts. These are those little capsules that produce the scent of ammonia. Perfectly safe. Football players use them before going out into the field to get them pumped up. Did they work? Yes, but it was an awful experience. I even had some friends try this, and some even had tears in their eyes afterwards. It didn't end up being a morning solution, but it did end up being a fun trick to play on people. So I kept at it, trying other habits, and nothing had a huge effect on solving this initial obstacle, easily resisting the snooze button. Then, one day I'm reading a book called Own Your Day, Own Your Life by Aubrey Marcus. He walks through what he considers the perfect day, and it started with something called a morning cocktail. It was simply a glass of water on your nightstand with lemon and sea salt, drinking this as soon as you wake up. The reason you do this is because you wake up super dehydrated. You lose over a pound of water overnight, which makes it super hard to wake up. I tried this, and while it wasn't a complete game changer, it did help. I added this to my morning routine and did this for a few mornings in a row, and that's when the thought hit me. What if this morning cocktail had everything the body and brain needed to easily wake up early? And what if it was in a delicious beverage I could look forward to drinking rather than the saltwater cocktail I was currently drinking? So my wife and I started researching. What do we actually need first thing in the morning to make the snooze button easy to ignore and to make sure our mornings were spent being ultra productive? After months of research, we determined there were 3 secrets to waking up early. Secret number 1, hydration. This was the one we were partly unlocking with the OG morning cocktail. Since we lose so much water overnight, we need to instantly rehydrate, which helps the body wake up naturally. Secret number 2, clean energy. Mornings are rough and we need a boost. At the time, I would sometimes rely on coffee. While it would sometimes help, it always felt like a coin flip whether I would feel productive or whether I would feel anxiety, jitters, or any other side effects. We need energy, but without risking the negative consequences. Also, we need it quickly rather than having to drive to a Starbucks or get up to brew something. The third secret, motivation. Being awake and energized is cool, but if you're not motivated and in a great mood, then we'll wake up in the morning, but we'll waste the time away. So being motivated and in a great mood is the ticket to having an accomplished morning, a morning that you can look forward to rather than dreading every night. So now we knew what we needed from our morning cocktail, but how do we actually unlock those 3 secrets? Well, it was that question that started a crazy fury of research that lasted almost 2 years. We began researching ingredients, then buying them in bulk and testing them every morning. What I thought would be an easy formula ended up dragging out for a long time. Every day, I'd blend new ingredients together and I'd create samples for myself, my wife, and friends. Then we'd grade it every morning based on the energy, motivation, mood, and how easily we resisted the snooze button. We tweaked and tweaked and tweaked until eventually the perfect combination was discovered. It involves 3 blends that each unlock the 3 secrets to waking up early. The first being the supercharged hydration blend for quick hydration through electrolytes, including calcium, potassium, and sodium. The second is our clean energy blend that includes natural caffeine paired with aminos and antioxidants. It includes L-theanine, L-tyrosine, blueberry extract, broccoli extract, turmeric, and tart cherry extract. This was a tricky blend for me because I love the energy from caffeine, but I'm also extremely sensitive. This combination of natural caffeine with aminos and antioxidants is truly amazing. You get a smooth energy that's not jittery and has no crash. The final blend probably took the most time to get right. It's a blend of different motivation boosting nootropics: ashwagandha, theobromine, and coffee berry. Nootropics are fairly new, so there's not as much research on them, so we had to do a lot more testing to find the combination that provided the best results. Ashwagandha is a root extract that's proven to lift your mood and give you an overall better sense of well-being. Theobromine is the alkaloid found in chocolate that makes you feel good. We can extract that and get a similar feeling without eating loads of chocolate. And coffee berry, which comes from the coffee fruit. Traditionally, the coffee fruit, which is what's around the coffee bean, has always been thrown away because the bean is what actually has the caffeine. But recently, it's become apparent that the fruit has all kinds of benefits, mainly around giving you focus and increasing your ability to think clearly, helping get rid of that annoying morning brain fog. This combination of ingredients is what created our brand, Club EarlyBird, and what eventually led to the creation of the EarlyBird morning cocktail, a drink you make before bed, leave on your nightstand, and consume immediately when the alarm goes off. A delicious blood orange mimosa that gives you all the ingredients needed to wake up early and get shit done. We launched in November 2019 and sold out instantly. After that, we knew we were onto something because everybody was asking for more. Since launching, we've had over 50,000 go-getters across the country start waking up early with the EarlyBird morning cocktail. We never expected it to help so many people. We were creating a product for us to help us have an advantage every morning, but to be able to help so many people has truly been a blessing, and we're super excited to continue to grow and bring awareness to the benefits a morning cocktail can bring. If you'd like to learn more about the EarlyBird morning cocktail, you can hit the link below. Right now you can get a 45 serving tub and get a free EarlyBird cocktail shaker cup, our free ebook, The EarlyBird Morning Routine, and we'll get it delivered to you in 3 days. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us on Instagram or Facebook at Club EarlyBird, and we'll be sure to get back to you. I'll see you on the inside. Peace. When you wake up in the morning, you're super dehydrated. You lose over a pound of water overnight. This makes it super hard to wake up in the morning.
We've always wanted that ability to easily wake up early and get shit done.
The Early Bird Morning Cocktail is your secret to waking up early and being ultra productive, setting you up for a kick-ass day.